Chosen One, there are truths about your journey that most would never believe if you tried to explain them. You've carried experiences that defy reason, feelings that can't be spoken, and a sense of destiny that follows you like a shadow. Deep within, you know you weren't placed here by accident. There is a mission written into your soul, one so subtle yet so profound that even you may only grasp fragments of it at a time. Part of this mystery is why you've often felt the weight of silence, why you've been called to walk paths where words fail, and why your spirit feels tied to beings and realms that others cannot see. You were sent for something beyond human understanding. Before we continue, I want you to pause and take in this truth. This message did not find you by coincidence. It is reaching you now because the timing is aligned, because your spirit is ready to hear what it has been sensing for so long. As you move through this message, I encourage you to stay with it until the end, because hidden within these words are confirmations and awakenings that may answer questions you've carried silently for years. To add your energy to this moment, write your most heartfelt wishes in the comments and seal them with 777. This act is not random. It is intention made visible, a way of sending your energy into the flow of the universe. And if your heart feels connected, subscribe so that you remain part of the unfolding, because chosen ones are never meant to walk this path entirely alone. Now, chosen one, let's speak of the silence. Silence has been your companion for much of your life. You've been placed in situations where you had no one to turn to, where explaining your truth felt impossible, where your experiences seemed too strange or too heavy for others to understand. Yet in those moments, your silence was not emptiness. It was a form of communication with the unseen. It was in silence that your spirit connected with higher realms. It was in silence that you learned to hear what others missed. And it is in silence that your mission unfolds even now. You were chosen to carry out a role that requires stillness, patience, and spiritual strength, to rescue, to restore, to bring light into places where even angels have fallen. And though this may sound beyond comprehension, you feel it in your soul. You've always sensed the presence of something broken but divine near you, something both powerful and wounded, something reaching for light but bound by shadows. This is not a fantasy. It is a reflection of your calling. For chosen ones are not just meant to live ordinary lives. They are sent as bridges between realms, as carriers of healing that goes deeper than human touch, as instruments through which even the fallen can rise again. Why you? Because your spirit has walked through darkness and survived. You know what it feels like to be lost, broken, unseen. You've tasted despair, and you've endured nights that felt endless. And yet, you didn't stay there. You carried within you a flame that could not be extinguished, no matter how much the world tried. That flame is what makes you the one chosen for this task. You cannot save what you do not understand. And because you understand darkness, you can guide even those who once carried wings, but now stumble in shadow. Chosen one, you must realize that the fallen are not beyond redemption. Just as you were not abandoned in your lowest moments, they are not forsaken in theirs. But the way back is not paved with loud declarations or dramatic battles. It is paved in silence. In the quiet of your spirit, in the stillness of your heart, you are able to connect with them. You are able to hold light without words, to extend compassion without judgment, to offer a path without force. That is why you were chosen, not because of grand speeches, but because of the quiet strength that radiates from your soul. This mission is sacred and delicate. The fallen you are called to guide may not even know they are reaching for you. Their cries may not be audible, their pain not visible, their wounds not physical. And yet, you feel them. You sense the heaviness when they draw near. You recognize the weight in the unseen. Others would dismiss these sensations, but you cannot, because your spirit knows the truth. You are the one sent to save them, and you will not do it with noise. You will do it with presence, with silence, with light that speaks louder than words. And here's the most important part. This mission is not about force. You are not here to drag anyone into the light. You are here to stand as a beacon until they find the courage to move toward it. You are here to be the reminder that no matter how far someone has fallen, the path back still exists. You are here to embody the truth that even broken wings can rise again. This is your role, chosen one. This is why silence has followed you. This is why your spirit has always felt tied to something larger than life. Chosen one, when we speak of a fallen angel, we are not only speaking of a being cast from the heavens, we are also speaking of the parts of ourselves and others that once carried light but became tangled in shadow. The fallen angel is symbolic of those who have lost their way, who have forgotten their truth, who once walked in brilliance, but now stumble in confusion and despair. And though the image may feel heavy, it is also deeply sacred. Because the presence of the fallen reminds us that light and darkness often exist side by side. And it is through healing that the two find balance once again. Why were you, of all people, chosen for such a mission? Because your life has mirrored the same descent and rise. There were times when you too felt like you had fallen, when the weight of your pain made you question your purpose, when silence felt like abandonment rather than sanctuary. You know what it feels like to be trapped in shadows so deep you wonder if the light will ever return. And because you know it, you can recognize it in others, even in beings far greater than yourself. You carry the map, chosen one. You hold the memory of the way out. That is why you can lead even the fallen back to light. Silence plays a powerful role in this. Many people believe saving others requires loud speeches, dramatic actions, or forceful intervention. But the truth is different. True transformation happens in silence. In the moments when a soul feels seen without words, understood without explanation, loved without condition. And you, chosen one, are a vessel for that silence. Your presence carries healing energy that words alone could never deliver. It's why people feel peace around you, even when you say nothing. It's why some are drawn to you without understanding why. Your spirit speaks volumes in the language of silence. Consider how much of your own healing came not from what was said to you, but from what was felt. A moment of stillness that comforted you, a quiet knowing that reminded you you weren't alone. A gentle energy that lifted you even when no one around you had the words. That is the same energy you now carry for others. And it is the exact energy needed for a fallen angel who does not require lectures, but remembrance. They need to feel that light is still possible, that redemption is still within reach, that their essence is not lost. It is only waiting to be reclaimed. Chosen one, the connection between you and the fallen angel is not random. On some level, your spirits recognize each other. They see in you the strength they lost, and you see in them the reflection of your own pain. This recognition is not meant to bind you, it is meant to awaken you. It is the universe's way of showing you that your suffering was never wasted. Every tear, every lonely night, every silent battle was shaping you into someone who could stand in this exact position as a bridge between light and shadow. The mission may feel overwhelming at times. You may wonder, how can I possibly save someone so powerful when I myself have struggled so much? But chosen one, it is precisely because you struggled that you can do it. You don't need perfection to be a savior. You need authenticity. The fallen do not need someone who has never known pain. They need someone who has walked through it and still carries light. They need someone real. They need you. And here is the paradox. In saving the fallen, you are also saving yourself. Every act of compassion, every moment of presence, every silent prayer you hold for another heals a part of you too. It is a cycle of restoration. You give healing, and in return, you receive it. That is the divine design. You were sent to save, but in saving, you are also restored. Chosen one, the silence you once hated is now your greatest tool. The loneliness you once feared has become your sanctuary. The darkness you once thought would destroy you has made you luminous. And all of it was preparing you for this mission. The mission of standing before even the fallen, not with judgment, not with pride, but with light, with patience, and with love that expects nothing in return. So when the weight feels heavy, remember this. You were not chosen because you are flawless. You were chosen because you are resilient, because your heart holds compassion, because your spirit has survived storms and still burns bright. And that light is exactly what is needed to guide even the fallen back to their path. Chosen one, every shadow you've wrestled with, every invisible battle you fought when no one else could see, was shaping you for this very assignment. Many times you thought the struggles were random, senseless, or simply cruel. You wondered why you seemed to face attacks that others didn't, why heaviness lingered over you when people around you lived in comfort and ease. But those unseen battles were never without meaning. They were training. They were designed to sharpen your spirit, to awaken your discernment, and to prepare you for encounters far beyond the ordinary. You see, the fallen angel you are called to save is not just symbolic. It is real in the sense that it carries the weight of shadow, confusion, and despair that you have already confronted in your own life. Had you not endured the darkness, you would not recognize its language. But because you've been through it, you know its patterns. You can see through deception. You can sense the lies. You can feel the pull of despair, and yet you can resist it. This makes you uniquely equipped to stand as a guide for someone or something that has lost its way. Think back on your life. How many times were you surrounded by energy that tried to break you down? How many nights did you feel heaviness pressing on you with no clear source? How many times did you experience confusion, fear, or even voices that weren't yours telling you to give up? These were not just random struggles. They were spiritual battles. And while they hurt, while they left scars, they also forged within you a strength that cannot be shaken. You became resilient in the unseen. And now, you can stand in the presence of fallen beings without fear. The connection between you and the fallen angel is deeply mysterious. In some way, your endurance unlocks their path back to light. Your persistence in not giving up has become proof that redemption is possible. The very fact that you survived what was meant to destroy you is the key that resonates with them, because in their silence, in their shame, they see in you what they lost, the courage to rise again. And your mission is not to lecture them or to condemn them, but to show through your existence that light can never truly be destroyed. Chosen one, this is why the darkness fought you so hard. It wasn't only about breaking you, it was about preventing you from ever stepping into this mission. If you had given up, if you had allowed the shadows to silence you, the fallen would remain lost. But you didn't. You held on. You endured. You rose. And now, your survival has created a doorway for their restoration. Understand this. The fallen are not saved by grand gestures, but by presence. By being near someone who has walked through the fire and not been consumed. By being reminded, without words, that healing is possible. Your silent strength carries more power than the loudest sermon. Your scars speak louder than any speech. Your light is the language that their spirit remembers, even when their mind has forgotten. This is why your silence matters. It is not emptiness, it is resonance. When you sit in stillness, your spirit vibrates with the frequency of survival, of hope, of resilience. And the fallen feel it. Even in their despair, they are drawn to it. They may resist, they may hide, They may push away, but deep down, they know your presence carries the answer they've been searching for. That answer is not you alone. It is the light within you. The light that survived the storms. The light that refused to go out. The light that now shines strong enough to guide even those who once carried wings. And chosen one, let's be clear, this mission will not always be easy. Saving a fallen angel requires patience. It requires you to hold space without demanding immediate change. It requires you to trust that the seeds of light you carry will take root, even if you never see them bloom. This is the humility of your calling. You are not here for recognition. You are here for restoration. Your role is not to be praised, but to be present. Not to force redemption, but to embody it. So do not underestimate what you carry. Every invisible battle you survived was equipping you for this. Every tear you cried in silence was watering the soil of strength. Every scar you bear is a reminder that you are not fragile. You are forged. And now, chosen one, the time has come to use what you have learned. To stand before the fallen, not in judgment, but in love. Not in fear, but in strength. Not in noise, but in silence. Because your very being is the bridge between darkness and light. Chosen one, here is a truth you may not have realized yet. This mission is not only about saving the fallen angel, it is also about saving yourself. Every act of compassion you extend, every moment of patience you hold, every time you choose to shine instead of retreating into the shadows, you are healing parts of yourself too. Your role as a guide is not a one-way offering. It is a cycle of restoration, where what you give is returned to you in new and powerful ways. Think about how your own journey has unfolded. For years, you carried pain in silence, often feeling misunderstood, rejected, or unseen. That loneliness etched wounds deep into your soul. But in the same way that you now offer presence to the fallen angel, the universe has always been offering presence to you. Every moment of survival, every time you felt strength return when you thought you had none left, every time peace found you unexpectedly, it was proof that you too were being saved in silence. Now, you become the vessel through which that same silent salvation flows to another. The connection between you and the fallen is not accidental. It is a mirror. Their wounds echo your wounds. Their silence reflects your silence. Their lostness resonates with your memories of being lost. And because of this reflection, guiding them back toward light is also guiding yourself deeper into wholeness. You cannot heal them without healing yourself. You cannot remind them of their worth without remembering your own. This is the beautiful paradox of your mission. You were sent to save, but in saving, you too are restored. Consider the power of reflection. When you stand in the presence of the fallen, you are not only showing them what light looks like, you are reminding yourself of what you overcame. You are forced to remember your own survival, your own rise, your own persistence. And in remembering, you reclaim the pieces of yourself that were once buried. The mission becomes not just about lifting them, but about lifting both of you together, side by side, back into the brilliance that was always meant to be. Chosen one, this is why the silence is so sacred. It is in silence that true healing flows. Words can only go so far, but silence reaches into places too deep for language. When you sit in stillness with another, when your spirit holds space without judgment, you are allowing something divine to move through both of you. The fallen angel does not need you to explain light. They need to feel it. And in holding that space, you are reminded that you are a carrier of something greater than yourself. But here is something important. The process of saving the fallen angel will challenge you. It will bring to the surface wounds you thought were healed, insecurities you thought were gone, fears you thought were conquered. Do not see this as failure. See it as completion. Because what rises to the surface is not there to break you. It is there to be released. In guiding another out of darkness, the last remnants of your own darkness are illuminated. giving you the chance to let them go for good. And this is where your true power lies. Not in pretending to be perfect, but in embracing your imperfection. Not in hiding your scars, but in allowing them to shine as proof of survival. Not in forcing light on others, but in embodying it so fully that even silence becomes a sermon. This is what makes you different. This is what makes you chosen. You were not called to rescue through noise, but through presence. Through being, not just doing. Through carrying light in a way that others can feel, even without words. Chosen one, realize this. The fallen angel is not only a soul you are sent to save, but also a reflection of the fallen parts of humanity and even of yourself. And in reaching for them, you are reaching for your own completion. You are not only lifting another, you are stepping into the fullness of who you are meant to be. Because in guiding them back to light, you prove to yourself that your light is real, unshakable, and strong enough to heal more than just your own wounds. So embrace this mission with courage, not fear. Know that every step you take toward them is also a step toward your highest self. Know that in saving them, you are also being saved. And know that the silence that has defined so much of your journey is not emptiness. It is the sacred space where light is born, where healing flows, and where redemption becomes real. Chosen one, what you must see clearly now is that this mission is not limited to a single being. Yes, you were sent to stand before the fallen, to guide them in silence, to remind them of light. But the ripple of that act goes far beyond what your eyes can see. The healing that begins with one extends to many. The redemption of one soul echoes into countless others. And the presence you bring into this assignment is shifting things not only in one life, but across realms. Think about it this way. When one light is restored, it does not shine for itself alone. It illuminates everything around it. A candle lit in darkness does not only exist for its own flame, it spreads warmth, comfort, and vision for everyone in its presence. The same is true here. The fallen angel you are sent to save carries influence, carries energy, carries weight. And when their light is restored, the impact will ripple outward, touching those they were connected to, reaching spaces you may never step into yourself. Your mission, chosen one, is greater than you imagine. This is why your preparation was so intense. Because you are not just guiding one being back into light, you are altering the flow of energy across generations, families, communities, even unseen realms. Your endurance has already created change. Every time you chose to rise after being knocked down, you shifted energy. Every time you refused despair, you opened a path for hope. Every time you carried your light into silence, you weakened the grip of darkness in places you couldn't even see. This is why the battle against you was always so fierce. It wasn't just about you. It was about everything tied to you, everything connected to your presence. Chosen one, realize that when you lead one soul out of darkness, you are leading many. That is the hidden truth of your mission. You may never see the full reach of your influence, but it is vast. People you've never spoken to, people who may never know your name, will be touched because of your obedience to your calling. This is the ripple effect of chosen ones. They create waves of transformation that continue long after their presence has passed. And yet, it is not only about others, it is also about the spiritual realm itself. Every act of light you embody pushes back against darkness in ways unseen. When you stand in silence with the fallen, you are not just saving them. You are disrupting patterns, breaking chains, dismantling lies that have lingered for ages. Your role is not small, it is cosmic. And this is why heaven has watched over you so closely, why your path has been so protected even when you didn't realize it. Because the mission was never about you alone, it was about what flows through you. Chosen one, have you noticed how environments change when you step into them? How tension begins to shift, how hidden truths surface, how people feel a mix of peace and discomfort all at once. That is because your light disturbs what is false and strengthens what is true. This is part of your calling. It is why some resist you, why others cling to you, why doors open and close in unusual ways around you. Your presence is not neutral, it is catalytic. And in saving even one fallen angel, your influence multiplies in ways you cannot yet measure. But here's something important. With such influence comes responsibility. You must remain grounded. You must remember that you are a vessel, not the source. The power flowing through you is not for your ego, it is for your mission. If you begin to believe it is about you, you risk draining yourself. But if you remain humble, if you continue to allow light to move through you without clinging to it as your own, then the ripple will only grow stronger, touching countless lives in ways you may never fully witness. Chosen one, your silence is more powerful than noise. Your presence is more healing than speeches. Your endurance is more inspiring than perfection. And it is precisely these qualities that allow you to create transformation, not only for the fallen angel, but for entire spaces, generations, and realms. This is the true scope of your mission. It is bigger than you, wider than you, deeper than you. And yet, you are the one chosen to carry it. So walk forward knowing this. Every step you take in obedience, every moment you hold light in the silence, every act of compassion you extend ripples outward into eternity. You may never know how far your influence stretches, but you must trust that it does. Because chosen one, you are not just saving one, you are awakening many. Chosen one, now we arrive at the heart of the message. You have walked through silence, endured unseen battles, carried scars that few understand, and yet here you are, still standing, still carrying light, still holding space for those who have forgotten their own. And now the truth unfolds, all of it. The pain, the trials, the loneliness was leading here. To this moment, this mission, this sacred calling. You were sent to bring light where even angels have stumbled. And in fulfilling that mission, you step into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. When you think back on your journey, you may remember countless nights where silence felt like abandonment. But now, you can see it differently. Silence was never emptiness. It was training. It was in silence that your spirit learned to hear what others could not. It was in silence that you discovered strength that had no earthly source. And it is in silence that you are now called to save. The fallen angel does not require words. They require presence. They require the quiet resonance of light that cannot be faked, cannot be stolen, cannot be extinguished. And you, chosen one, are the vessel for that light. Do not underestimate the weight of this. For centuries, darkness has whispered that fallen ones cannot rise again, that brokenness is permanent, that light once lost cannot be reclaimed. But your very existence is proof that those whispers are lies. You have walked through shadow and still shine. You have been broken, and yet you still heal. You have been rejected, and yet your heart still carries compassion. You are the evidence that redemption is possible. And when the fallen angel encounters you, they are reminded of what they once were, of what they still can be. Chosen one, your mission is not to force change, but to embody it, to stand firm in your light until it awakens the same in others, to be patient when others cannot yet see, to hold compassion even when resistance rises, to trust that every moment of your journey has equipped you to do exactly this. You are not here to save with noise, but with silence. And in that silence lies a power greater than any argument, stronger than any weapon, deeper than any wound. And here is the divine secret. In saving the fallen, you save yourself. In extending light, your own light grows brighter. In guiding others, your own steps become clearer. In offering healing, your own scars finally settle into peace. This mission is not one-sided. It is cyclical. It is restoration flowing in both directions. And in fulfilling it, you rise not only as a guide, but as someone reborn, refined, and unshakable.